A Cup of Change by Tale Teller Club. In a city that moved too fast for eye contact, Amy always took her coffee slow. Every Friday, she'd take the long route home from her shared studio to a corner cafe near the train station, one of those quiet places that played old jazz and never asked why you only ordered a single drink. For £4.80, she bought herself a tall oat flat white and an hour of calm. It was her one luxury in a week of tight budgets and overdue invoices. That Friday, she sat by the window with her sketchbook open, pretending not to notice the cracks in the ceiling or the wobble in the table leg. Outside, a stream of suits moved briskly between taxis and meetings, their lives tailored and glossy. She was sketching the reflection of a woman in the glass, half real, half shadow, when a voice interrupted. "Mind if I sit here?" it asked. She looked up. The cafe was full. The voice belonged to a man in a navy wool suit, immaculate and mildly rain-dappled. He was older than her, maybe early 40s. His hair was starting to gray at the temples in a deliberate sort of way. "Sure," she said, gesturing to the seat across from her. "It's a free country." He smiled, and Saturday, that's debatable. He didn't pull out a phone. Instead, he stirred his black Americano with the slow grace of someone who didn't feel the need to rush. After a few minutes of mutual silence, he noticed her sketchbook. "Is that the cafe ceiling?" he asked. "Among other things," she replied. "It's collapsing artistically." He chuckled. "I suppose you could call it character." "And what do you call a navy three-piece suit on a Friday?" she asked, tilting her head. "Habit," he said, glancing down at himself like he just remembered what he was wearing. "And meetings." His name was James. He worked in asset management, though he didn't say it that way. He said, "I shuffle money around for people who already have too much of it." He had been married once, long ago, and hadn't lived with anyone since. Amy, in contrast, lived in a flat with 2 musicians, a rescue cat, and a bathroom that leaked from the ceiling when the upstairs tenant took long showers. Still, they found themselves sharing the table again the next Friday. And the one after that. It became a ritual. She learned he grew up on a council estate in South London, and the suit was a promise he'd made to himself at 21, never to wear poverty again. He learned she dropped out of a design degree to freelance because she wanted freedom, even if it came with debt and second-hand boots. One Friday, he surprised her with tickets to an avant-garde theater show. The next week, she took him to a pop-up gallery in a converted car park, where the entry price was pay what you feel, and the bar served lukewarm wine in plastic cups. He looked hilariously out of place, but stayed through the whole thing, and even bought a piece made from rusted wire and matchsticks. "I don't know what it means," he confessed afterward. "But it felt honest." That was when she realized she liked him. More than liked him. But with liking came fear. Fear of what couldn't be said. Of what their lives didn't have in common. Amy's bank card was always near its limit. His car had heated seats and a personal driver. And so, one night, after walking her to the bus stop in the rain, he reached out for her hand. She pulled away. "You think we're equals in this?" she asked. He hesitated. "No. But I don't think we need to be." She shook her head, a lump catching in her throat. "You live in a world where people choose wines by year. I live in a world where £4.80 is a decision." His face fell, just slightly. "I've spent weeks trying to understand your world." "Understanding isn't the same as belonging," she whispered. They didn't see each other for 3 weeks. Amy returned to the cafe every Friday, but sat on the other side of the room. She told herself it was better this way, that she needed to focus on her work. But the table by the window always looked incomplete. Then, one Friday, she walked in and stopped. On the table was a cup. Her usual, tall oat flat white. On the cardboard sleeve, a message was written in black ink. "Not your world. Not mine. Just ours. J." She stood there, heart suddenly thudding in her chest. When she turned, he was already walking in the door. No suit this time. Just a wool jumper and a shy smile. You still overdress for coffee, she said as he reached her. You still draw on napkins, he replied. She grinned. Some things didn't need changing. Copyright 2025 Tale Teller Club.